guy David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. Today we're overlooking the ocean right there in the background, which is really nice because we're going to have that ocean breeze, so it's going to be a lot cooler where we're working today. This is actually Newport Beach near the Back Bay. Here's the areas. These are kind of like some condominiums. This is their back patio. These little planter beds, they don't care for them, so we're going to fill them in with concrete. And then they may in the future put tile over the entire works back here, or some kind of a coating or stain or something like that. We'll see. But anyway, this was kind of difficult getting the dirt out of there, so we rigged up some ramps going over this wall, which helped a lot because we have a 12-foot aluminum ramp which went over the bushes, and then we were able to go up and down that to get the concrete in. So we're going to hand mix all this because there's really no way to get concrete back here easily, so we're going to mix it right on the back patio here with a little mixer. So we're going to use bag concrete, lift them over the wall, stockpile them, then we'll bring the mixer in here, and then we'll be set up and ready to start mixing. Also, throughout this video, we're going to, as we start mixing, it looks like we're going to either be short or have too many bags. We're not sure which. So we have a little competition, and between the three of us, we came up with how many bags we'll need, or how many bags we won't need, or how many extras there is. And whoever won that competition gets a free lunch. So as we get near there, you'll see a little live audio from us on the job. Now these aluminum moving ramps are really ideal. They got good traction on them, so you can put them at pretty steep angles. Water, mud, and things like that doesn't seem to affect the traction of them. Really well designed. So if you're going to be doing this a lot, I'd recommend getting one of those. I used to use a 2x12, but man, it was kind of hazardous. I had to get something better after taking a few spills, and this is what I got. It worked like a charm. There's some drains back here in these condos, and they're huge. They're 6-inch pipes. So I figured that they're all connected. Each one of these patios drop into the same system, and that's why they're 6-inch. And I really don't want a 6-inch grate on this little small patio back here. It's going to be just too big for the area. Going to take up a lot of the look of it. So I'm going to reduce this 6-inch down to a 3-inch. Now I'm going to dowel all the rebar in. And this is all like beach sand right here. That's what they use to backfill here, which is really good for compaction because right when you drop it, it's 100%. Doesn't get any better. And there's the pipe, which is irrigation drain. So typical ABS and other types of pipes are a little different OD diameter. But I ended up finding a rubber coupling here that worked out real nicely. I actually had to do a little modifying it. I used some 10mm tape to make the pipe a little bit bigger at the top. That way it would tighten onto my 3-inch irrigation drain cap. Not irrigation, but here we are. I'm going to tape off the front of this house because once we have the mixer in this small space, it's going to splatter concrete around. Here's a tough drop cloth that we got here. Pretty inexpensive, and it is reusable. I've reused it more than once already. I've reused it about 4 times on mixing jobs, and I had to dispose of it at that point. But you see that 10mm I wrapped around there? That made it nice and tight. You can use a razor knife to cut the tape on the top, but my trowel is there, and it's sharp enough. Now on the back wall there's some drain holes or weep holes that they have in there, and according to the HOA or the condominium, they want to leave those open. So I'm just going to stuff some 1.5-inch pipe in there and just let them run wild. And then as the concrete gets hard, I'll slide them out. We're using some Blue Hawk 4500 PSI. And the reason I use that one, I actually prefer that particular mix because it finishes the best. I've tried all the bag mixes, and this one is the best one as far as getting a nice finish on it. You can make them all good with some simple modifications like adding a little sand, a little cement, but when you have to do that, it's really not a bag mix anymore. You might as well just get sand, gravel, and cement at that point. So, you know, to find a good bag mix is tricky. Hi, David Odell here. We got a little competition going, and we're trying to. These two guys are estimating, and whoever wins doesn't have to buy lunch. So whoever loses is going to be buying the lunch today. And so, how many bags do you think we will need to finish this? Or so you're saying six bags. And how many bags do you anticipate, Timmy?
I think we're gonna have about one left over. This is how much concrete we have left. That is how much more we have left over on this little slab area, and we still have this slab area to go. My estimation is one bag left. Edgar says 6. My dad, what are you saying?
Edgar's saying we need 6 more, and I'm saying 5 more bags.
Well, the odds are looking against me since I'm the one that thinks we're gonna have leftover. Hopefully we don't have to go get more bags, but hopefully I win this and get a free lunch.
Yep, good luck. All right, stay tuned to see who wins the free lunch. So I ended up just using my Milwaukee Red Stick to rod all this off, and I will test it. It's kind of an interesting drainage situation here because I have the weep hole at the wall. I have the drain straight out from there. So the question is where will the water really drain? Will it go through the wall or will it go to the drain? In this case, what I did was I created a small high point in between the wall drain and the area drain, so it actually drains to both locations. So when we lay this down, first we'll just hit it with a wood hand float, and then we'll cut our joints in where we think it's going to crack. Try to control the cracking to stay in the line so they're not such an eyesore. All right, we've got all the concrete. We got all the concrete in the hole, and that's how much we had left. You see that shovel? That shovel full there. That's the excess, and I called out we were going to need 5 more. It would look like we were going to run short. Edgar called out needing 6 more, and Timmy called out 1 extra, so Timmy was the closest. So me and Edgar are splitting his lunch cost today.
And I'm getting steak and ribs. What do you guys think about that? Steak and ribs?
Yeah, I would have chose lobster if I was you, but steak and ribs, yeah.
What do you got?
It's only gonna cost.
Maybe next time. So.
Yeah, next time you might win. Next time we'll probably get lobster tail though.
Well, there you have it, guys. I'm the victorious winner this time. You know, I did lose on the rebar tying race, but looks like I called the concrete on.
Anyway, the main question is though, it's who brought that amount of concrete bags to begin with. So now I'm kind of shaping the high points in between the wall drain and the area drain for the surface. And I've kind of created an overflow. If the area drain does clog by leaves or something, there's no trees around here, but There is the bushes, so maybe some leaves will blow in here and clog up a drain. If that happens, it'll go through the wall drain. The excess will run off. So we've hand floated it. We've let some of the moisture come out and evaporate of the concrete. Now we've put in the edge on it. Now as the sheen is gone from the concrete, then we can hit it with a steel trowel. This is our second and final pass with the steel trowel right here. The rest of that concrete there, they have some exposed aggregate in the field area, and then on the bands, they just went with a little bit of a lighter sand wash. So you got a heavy exposed in the middle, light sand wash borders and bands. And then our concrete is just a standard broom finish. We didn't try to match because it's virtually impossible when they're spaced this many years apart. So sometimes you just totally go off the wall, do something different like you don't want to match, or you cover it all with tile. In this case, that's what they're going to do here, tiling it. There's a roof drain. You can see it coming out of that step face there, and then it drops underground. It probably ties into that other drain underground. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like these, subscribe, like, and comment, and have a nice day.